And I wanted to quit and walk away, but if I did, I'd get thrown in jail. So I was like, this is the worst point ever.
The man, Brunson.
Paid to sell your product.
Love this guy.
I honestly believe the entrepreneurs are the only people that can actually change this planet.
When people think of team building, a lot of times you probably think of the classic trust fall, or maybe even this. Go! What are you doing? But are these activities really that effective? In today's episode, I'm gonna show you guys my #1 team building activity. It's something that's super powerful and helps you get to know everybody on your team at a deep level in just minutes. Or maybe an hour. I guess it depends on how big your team is. But it works, trust me. Recently, I was inspired. We had a chance to go to Fiji with Tony Robbins on an affiliate retreat. And what I didn't know at the time is there's a lot of companies that actually bring their entire teams to Fiji to do something that Tony calls the log jump. No, the pole jump. We did that by literally climbing up this huge pole, which was scary enough as it is. After you're on the pole, you literally look out and you see the trapeze thing. You have to jump and grab it. The whole time trusting that your team is actually gonna hold it on the other end. If they let go of it, you pretty much are dead. So it's a good way to build trust with the team who's literally gonna save your life as you take the leap. It was a fascinating team building activity, but unfortunately, when I got back to Boise, they wouldn't let me build a pole. So there's other activities you can use as well, including the one I'm gonna show you guys today. Now, before we get too deep, can you take a second and please like this video down below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way I can keep making amazing videos for you, walking you through the stuff that's gonna help change your business and change your life. Now, the activity I'm gonna teach you guys today is something I learned a couple of years ago when I had a chance to join an organization called EO. There's a whole bunch of entrepreneurs and business people and had a chance to get to know each other in a very short period of time. And when they tried to figure out what's the best way for us to get to know everybody, they introduced me to this activity, which shows you guys the lifeline of your life. This is how it works. You get a whiteboard and you draw a line across the middle. And the left-hand side is your birthday, the day you were born, and then the right-hand side is today. You start at the very beginning, you start at your birth, and you go and you get to the top and you draw a dot at the very first peak of your life, right? And then you explain what happened to you at that point. And you keep going, you draw down, and then you talk about what happened there, and then your ups and your downs. Sometimes they're little ups and downs, sometimes they're big ups or really, really big downs. And at each point, at the peak and the valley, you draw a dot and you explain that part of your life. What happened, why it resulted in something that's either really good or really bad, and why it meant so much to you. Now, when we did it at the EY event, it was really cool. And I had a chance to watch everybody do theirs. And because I was the new guy, I did mine at the very end. And a lot of these people have become lifetime friends ever since then. And so because of that, that's why I wanted to bring it to the ClickFunnels marketing team in our team retreat. Now at our employee retreat, we brought the entire marketing team to an Airbnb here in Boise, and we spent the first day just kind of working and getting to, working on the projects and talking about everything. And then about dinner time, I said, look, I want to do something with everybody that I promise you is going to be very uncomfortable, but by the end of tonight, we're going to work better as a team, we're going to understand each other, and we'll be able to get to our goals way faster. Now, when I announced to everybody that we were going to do this activity, almost everybody was like, wait, I don't know if I'm willing to share those things in this group. Anyway, so that's kind of the context. So everyone's going to actually be doing this, and so I'm gonna do it once, and then everyone's gonna have 5 minutes to do it in front of everybody. So I'm gonna do it.
Nice rephrase. My heart rate just.
All right, so the first step in the process is I needed to show them how it actually worked. Now, most of my team knew my highlights, right? They'd seen the highlight reel. And so I got there very first and I said, okay, this is how it works. Everyone's got 5 minutes to do this. And you have to be careful because if you're not careful, people will spend 3 hours telling their life stories. So then I started, I drew my birth, I drew today, and I started in real time going through my very first up that I can remember, and my very first down, and my up and my down. And over the next 5 minutes, I explained to them all the things that have made me me. And it was interesting because I think a lot of people had heard some of the stories up here, but most of the stories down here people didn't know. And as I shared those things and got emotional, it let people see a side of me they didn't understand before.
Then we found out the person who's doing our books didn't pay taxes for a year. And I found out that I owed like $250,000 in payroll taxes, and if I didn't pay it, soon I was gonna go to jail. So that really sucked too. And I wanted to quit and walk away, but if I did, I'd get thrown in jail. So I was like, this is the worst point ever. I got in this business, I wanted to sell stuff, and now it's like we have a team of like 260, 270 people, and it's heavy on me. Like because of this whole thing here, I have a lot of stress. A lot of times of just like, man, if I screw up my job, then there's 260 people whose families go hungry. Like that weighs heavy on me. So I have a lot of pressure, but at the same time, like things are so good that it's just, it's been awesome. So I would say like right now,
I think it really helped people understand where I'm coming from and why I do what I do, and help people to respect me and trust me at a different level. Now, after I was done, they'd seen the process and what they were supposed to be doing. I gave everybody 3 minutes to get their pad of paper out and to draw out their timeline and to try to think through all of the core things, the ups and downs of their life, not just their business, but their personal life, their relationships, their family. And then after they were finished, we'd everybody come up one at a time and do their 5-minute presentation. And it was interesting because, again, some people were really excited to share, and some, I think I could have asked them to do anything on this planet and they would have been more happy than having to go up and share in front of everybody. But it was cool because as people got up there, people who I had been working with for years, people always had a strong shield and always seemed so invincible when they told their stories. As a group, I cried and they cried. And other people who I always assumed believed one thing or thought one thing or whatever, I realized how much more diverse and how much more exciting as a person that they actually were. And just, it opened up my eyes to what our team was. You know, I think we thought we were gonna go for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We ended up going most of the night doing this and nobody budged. Typically when you meet somebody, what they'll do is they'll tell you their highlight reel, right? Their resume. I accomplished this and this and this and this. And so you have a chance to see them at all the peaks of their life. Now their peaks don't really give you a good view of who they actually are as a person. It just shows you what they've accomplished. Every human is so much more than that. Typically these ups and downs aren't just business, right? It's what happened in your family, what happened in your relationships. A lot of people like to share the highlight reel, but no one likes to share the valleys. And when you share the valleys and you become vulnerable, it gives people access to things that made you who you are today. And by doing that, all of a sudden you start realizing that this person ahead of you, the person that's presenting, the person you're getting to know, you get a very holistic view of their life, and it helps you to have connection with them at a level that I've never experienced any time before. That wasn't comfortable for anybody, right? Second thing, I just want to let you guys know how grateful I am that you all went through a whole bunch of crap. All the crap down here is what made each of you who you are today, which made it possible for you to be on this team. And like after this event was done and people flew back to their individual homes and got back to work, just the level of compassion, of understanding, of friendship had changed, had shifted. It was like they had grown up with this person their entire life and they knew, you know, everything they'd gone through, and I think everyone had more respect for each other. And we watched as the team grew closer together, and because of that, the company started to grow faster. So for any of you out there who are trying to grow a team, especially if you're the entrepreneur and you're pulling your hair out because you don't understand your team and why they're making decisions the way they are, I highly recommend taking a pause and doing this activity with them. Now, that could mean going renting an Airbnb and flying everyone together, getting together and actually doing it in person, or maybe just do it on Zoom and get everybody to zoom in and share their timeline as well. Either way, it's gonna give you guys understanding, compassion, and it's gonna build you closer as a team. There's no more powerful tool that I've ever found than this to get to the heart of exactly what your people care about. And when you understand that, it changes the entire dynamic of the team. With that said, thank you again so much for watching this video. If you got value, make sure you like and subscribe and even share it. I woun't mind if you share this with your entire team so you guys can do your own team building activity as well. On top of that, I got tons of other videos here on my channel on the sides here about funnel building, growing your company, and a whole bunch more. Please take a minute, watch those videos as well. And thank you again for coming and hanging out at my channel.